So, another thing we want to really talk about is the idea of personas, customer journeys, and even product journeys. So, in this one, I'm going to focus more on the personas and customer journeys and sort of how do we help the judges understand from a customer's perspective. So, if we start with personas, it's really answering questions like who is the customer? It enables you to connect to stakeholders, identify things like target markets. And I think a big thing here is to remember that you can use multiple personas. There can be multiple customers. There can be customers and consumers that are different personas. You can have multiple stakeholders involved. But the idea here is to really give the judges an idea of who are we talking to. So in terms of give them a name, talk about the demographics in terms of age, family, interest, activities, brand loyalty, those types of things. I think one of the things here too that's important in a case competition is if this case is from India or this case is from the Netherlands or Canada or wherever it happens to be, make sure that name matches the ethnic orientation of that country. I always find it really weird when we're talking about products in India and China and teams are giving English names to their demographic people. So make it true to this is the persona, this is the person that you're talking to, or the different types of people you're talking to that represent the groups in your target market, your stakeholders, your employees, whatever it happens to be. So in terms of that customer product journey, it's really looking at how do we reach that target persona. So we got a target persona and we take a look at what are the steps involved. And so in this case here, a persona purchases a product, it carries out some action, the company responds to that action, the persona learns about the company's action. So this is just one way of thinking about it. But looking at the steps involved in terms of what are the steps for that persona to wind up purchasing that product, or in this case here, we're looking at actually the persona's actions about learning about a company rather than the purchase itself. And then big important piece here is what are the takeaways? What are the takeaways that you're taking from this that help your analysis, help you tell your target audience, your judges, that this is why our solution works, because it works within this product journey, within this customer journey as we're looking at it. And then this is just an easy way, I think, to start to look at it in terms of objectives versus personas. You've got things like goals, you've got touch points, you've got emotions, you've got customer satisfaction, you've got questions and quotes, pain points, improvements, and really sort of looking at these steps and sort of looking at in terms of the objectives, how do you make them aware? And then how do you start to get them to consider if this is a customer looking at a product? And then on the persona side of it is how do you take that consideration to a decision to purchase and then things through to retention? And so looking at the different touch points, the different steps a customer takes, and how do you move them from awareness to becoming a loyal customer, a loyal consumer of that product? And you can look at this also in terms of the product and sort of looking at it in a little bit of a reverse type of way in terms of the product itself being influenced rather than the customer in terms of what you're thinking about.